Hi, welcome to the Pinoy RN, a podcast that provides insight into a variety of subjects relevant to Pinoy nurses. Here's your host, Jerome Babate.
Because I immigrated from the Philippines and then to New Zealand and then to Australia, I can really compare the scale in terms of in our profession, nursing. I mean, it's huge, it's big. In terms of career options, it's really good because there's a lot of opportunities. So we like it here. I like it here in Australia, and Sydney. I think for me personally is the place to go here in Australia. Yeah, it's very lively. It's got lots of opportunities. At the same time, in nursing, in a career in nursing or in nursing education, there's a lot in store for someone like me who's carving my career into that and that's pathway. I guess I always like teaching ever since when I first started, because I'm one of those nurses who graduated really young. Okay, back in the Philippines, when I was trained, I think I graduated when I was, I don't know, I can't remember now, but I graduated really early because I had primary school early, and then it was like a continuous um, trajectory for me. So I always like teaching students, even when I was clinically based, like working as an emergency nurse and working in medical surgical wards. I always find preceptorship and guiding and teaching students really, um, I'm satisfied doing those kind of as part of my daily routine or daily roles as a nurse. And then I decided that, oh, why not go into academia and use that skills in teaching and molding the future nurses, because I think teaching nursing students and being a teacher in nursing in general is, it takes a lot of it's a combination of skills. So basically you need to be you need to know the area that you're teaching, and it goes back with your specialty, with your experience, what kind of exposure you've had in practice. So I think I've had that before clinically, and I've learned from my previous experience. And going into academia gives that fulfillment that you're able to share that knowledge with the future nurses. So I guess that inspired me, and I always like teaching and seeing students learn from what I taught. So. I think my teaching style, I always, I'm always driven with what motivates students. So what I mean by that is the way I teach is always is responsive to students' needs, and this comes from recognizing that students have different motivations. So whether we like it or not, or I'm just being honest, some students come to study, or they go into a degree or something plainly because of course they want to pass, they want to get a degree. There are students as well who want to excel and go above and beyond passing. So as a teacher, you need to recognize that and integrate that in your teaching style, because that would mean if you have a high achieving student who want to go further and want to do further readings or further questions and things like that, you'll be able to accommodate that. So I guess I base my teaching style on those principles, that knowing what are the motivations and the drivers of my students to learn. So always exciting to look at the opportunities that aging research has in store for those who are interested in that particular area. In the future, in terms of lifespan or across lifespan, it will be just a matter of you either look after children or younger people or older people, because the world is aging. There's global population aging. And it is exciting to know that because people are aging, that means we have enough technology to sustain and to enable people to age, right? So there's longer life expectancies. And but together with that is there are also specific needs for the aging population, which we haven't explored or we haven't examined previously, because we've just now experienced this global population aging trend, and some of these issues may never have come up in the past. So we have older, for example, we have older people who are there in the 80s or 90s who still currently on insulin injections or insulin therapy from diabetes. The lifespan of people living with diabetes has gone longer, but previously we might not have 100 or 99 older person having diabetes. So those are the things that excites people like me who's interested in aging. Is there's a lot to do with aging, just not just clinically in nursing, but also the social aspects of aging, and how do we enable older people to age successfully and appropriately in the society. So definitely, yes. I think, and especially here in Australia, that every now and then there are opportunities for like calls for grants for funding, and also in a university where there is a very strong research culture and being supported to do research, I think that's really important as well. And it provides me that avenue, that opportunities to enhance my passion, my skills in research. And also in our university at Western Sydney, we encourage people to be collaborative and to engage in multidisciplinary engagement. So for example, in nursing, so I work, because I'm a nurse by background and I'm interested in aging research, but I'm not limited just for nursing or within the nursing school. So we also work with other disciplines in other health sciences, or even in other in engineering, or in IT, or in because in my research, or in my research interest, which is aging, it is interdisciplinary, it's multidisciplinary. An example is aging in place, for example, that particular project or that particular topic. So aging in place talks about how people, older people, age successfully and appropriately in a particular setting. That includes a whole lot of things in health. That includes also design in terms of where they live. That also include age-friendly communities and things like that. So it's very collaborative in nature. It is also giving me that opportunity to engage with other disciplines in my area of interest in research. Yeah, I guess there's a lot, but I think I like traveling. I really like going to places, and unfortunately right now it's not very, I can't do that. And yeah, it's just being around with family, I think, pretty much. I've been a student pretty much in my life, because I've been studying not different courses, but throughout, like when I finished my bachelor's, I went into nursing and then went into a PhD. So it was like study, but I do have also other interests outside of that. So, and that's basically just traveling and going to places and exploring, I think. Yeah.
Well, that's all for today's episode of Pinoy RN. Thanks for listening, and thank you to our guest for joining me today. Join us again next time when we talk about Filipino nurses and nursing. Make sure you subscribe to the Pinoy RN podcast on YouTube so you never miss an episode. Also follow us on Facebook at Pinoy RN Podcast. Special thanks to our event partners: Beta Nu Delta Nursing Society, Filipino Nursing Diaspora Network, Nursing for Humanity.